Welcome back to Flims, Switzerland. Just seeing some of the beautiful scenic shots here of the town. We're up in the Swiss Alps. This is the Waldhaus Arena, and of course we're here for the World Junior Curling Championships 2014. Women's draw today, second draw of today. We had a men's game earlier, but now we'll have Switzerland and Russia. Two very good teams. Switzerland at 3-1, Russia undefeated so far. Just see the teams lined up for the whole opening ceremony of the draw. These are the standings as we see Russia at 4 wins, undefeated. The only team so far. Switzerland at 3 wins alongside with USA and Korea. Canada at 2-2, and when we take a look at the bottom 5, we'll see Denmark, the only team at 4 losses. The Czech Republic, Italy, and Scotland at 1 win each. My name is Sander Elvåg, and I'm joined by the amazing Sara Karlsson.
As always, it's such an honor to be alongside of you, Sander.
So for Switzerland today, we'll have lead Tamara Michel, second Rahel Thoma, skip in third Corina Mani, and throwing fourth stones will be Briar Hurliman. Alternate Elena Stern, and team coach Rolf Hösli.
And the lineup for Russia: lead Anastasia Bryskalova, second Yuliana Vasilyeva, skip and third is Alina Kovalyeva, and fourth is Yulia Portunova. Their alternate is Anastasia Moskaleva and team coach Anders Kraup.
So I think we're just honouring Korea right now. We'll be kicking off our game soon. So that was the Korean national anthem, also called Aiguka,
Exactly.
or also known as the Song of Love for the Country.
It's a really good name for a national anthem.
Yeah, I think so. And here we see the stone colours. Switzerland won the T draw, meaning they will have the last stone advantage, playing the red stones, and Russia will play the yellow.
Exactly. Two really good teams. The Russian team, they are reigning world junior champions, and it's the same back end with Kovalyeva and Portunova that played in Sochi and won the gold last year.
There's a lot of love in the Swiss team,
Yep.
apparently.
And the Russian team as well. Two tight teams.
Aye. Do you think that's a good, important thing for a team to be that tightly knit?
Well, probably. I mean, it's a sport of a team with only 4 players each, and it's good that you feel that you have a very good relationship within your team, because there's not really very many people around you can turn to, so definitely very important with a good team connection. Russia had a couple of really tight games yesterday. They beat both Canada and Scotland. They stole in the extra end against Scotland to take home that win. Switzerland also very convincing so far. They had 1 loss in the extra end to Korea. Kovalyeva putting her broom up, and that means the game is about to start. Bryskalova is a lead for the Russian team. She's gonna aim for the center of the house here. And we have seen this opening before. It's actually the same on all 5 sheets out here today. Tamara Michel, she's playing a hit with her first. Why do teams elect this approach, Sander?
Yeah, just being a bit cautious here, and I was just looking at all the sheets going bang, bang, bang. But except for the sheet next is Canada, Sweden flashed their first one, so I think they might have some stones in play. But not here. We have a hit, and we'll probably see the same again from Russia. And this might go on for a while until we have either a mistake, or really only a mistake. And you'd think Switzerland would try to blank the end.
Ooh, but
well, there we
there's
have
your
the mistake.
It's a really straight side down that path. Just did not curl enough. Bryskalova with her second. And very early chance for Switzerland to split the rings here. Does a very good job. There's big separation between these two stones, so all Russia can do is really just hit and roll and try and get the stones closer together. Ilyana Vasilyeva is second player for Russia. This one is not curling either, and look, she barely gets a red out.
Rahel Thoma, second for the Swiss team. Just looking for this drop, split the house. If you just keep this going, you may have a very easy deuce on the board.
She was wide with her first, and
this one's really good, I think, if it stays for shot.
I might just roll a little bit too far. If that stays shot stone, Switzerland would have to hit it. Or
yep.
They wouldn't have to, but if they want to sit too.
So Switzerland's just going to ignore this one and draw around again. Sorry, draw to the wing again. Make sure they lie to here. And they will. Just enough, I think. This time even a bit deeper, so making this roll pretty hard. But if you just roll to the center line here, it'll be a good start. Just trying to gather the red stones here, Russia.
Alina Kovalyeva skipping and playing third. It's something these two teams have in common. Quite often we see the fourth player skipping, but of course you can choose whatever you like. Rolls in for shot, and at least makes Switzerland play something different than a draw. So Corina Mani skip of the Swiss team. Hanging wide, want this to curl. Can't really afford to roll out. And she will, so now it's Russia that can hit to sit too.
Big way here for this shot. I think you might see some other teams play this one with a more controlled weight, but she makes it perfect.
Yeah, they really have some great upweight ability, this young Russian team. We saw it last year in Sochi as well. Both Porchinova and Kovalyeva can throw very hard. Maybe they were afraid to stick it on the backing and just wanted to make sure it would go out, but it's a good weapon to have. You don't always need to use it.
Yeah, their second last year, Alexandra Saitova, she was known for throwing 5-second peels apparently, and practice anyway. And well, obviously she's not in the team this year. She played the Olympics with Anna Sidorova.
Yeah, and I think Mani wanted to get the double there to have a chance of blanking. She brings her weight down a little bit, and over curls only gets one. So Russia now going to draw in a second one. Try and force Switzerland to taking a point. Fourth player for the Russian team, Yulia Portunova.
Yeah, Briar Hurleman was quick to decide what to do here. Not quite sure. She might be playing a double here, trying to slash in both.
I think it's the call, actually. You might just go for the blank. Can't really expect Russia to miss a nose hit.
The other option could be rolling in front of the yellow, but I think it's worth a go here. The slash double. Briar Hurleman, daughter of Olympic champion Patrick Hurleman from the Nagano Olympics in '98. Maybe just overthrow this one. Should know that this is a straight spot. And, well, managed to remove one yellow. Caught that one a little bit thin, but certainly not the same up weight as we saw Kovalyeva execute.
No, but I know that Hurleman has some upweight ability as well. So I think she maybe just choose to play that a bit down, but I'm not sure why. We might find out later in the game, as Porchinova can now just draw, and if she finds the rings anywhere, I think Switzerland are going to need to go for a score of 1.
Wouldn't mind just putting this at top of the 12 and might make Briar play a draw here against 2. First end, she played a takeout with her first one, but this one's heavy and they're going to bring it all the way down. just so a hit is difficult here. You might not want to hit one of the yellows. You don't have a lot of room to roll, but with it being the first end, you'll see Breyer choose to play the hit anyway. Not feeling comfortable playing a draw here now.
No, first end, and it's against 2, but this is the curly spot, and they need to be careful because they can't really afford to roll out.
I think what we see a few times is you might overthrow your first one, and if you do that on a straight spot, and then you're going to compensate with your second throw, maybe be a little softer on the handle, but then you're all of a sudden on the curly bit of the ice, and there's a chance you might overcurl it. So it just all depends on what grasp you have of the sheet here, the Swiss. It's got to be close, this one. On and off on the sweeping is always a good sign. Last shot of the first end here for Switzerland, and it's a nice hit and stick for 1. But not
a lot of drama for a stone that was looking good pretty much all the way.
Ah, well.
It's good to see them awake.
Yep, pumped up for the game.
Yeah, one end played, and it's Switzerland with an early lead, 1-0 over Russia. And we can tell you all the other sheets were blanked.
Except for Denmark, Korea, they still have a few stones in play.
Oh yeah, they're not done yet.
It seems like Denmark always has stones in play. I haven't seen a single end being blanked with them. At least not a first end. Maybe that's why they're known for. Over aggressive.
They had a good run last year, the Danish girls. A bit tougher for them now.
Yeah, new skip on the team, Christine Svensson. It's not very often you get to keep the same junior team for more than a year, maybe 2.
People get too old.
Yes, exactly.
Happens to all of us.
There's a few teams that are lucky to maybe start off at the same age. They might be like 15, all of them. And
yeah, the Swedish girls right now are a good example. They still have a good 5 years or something in the juniors.
Really? Wow.
But it's quite common, as you say, Sander, that you play juniors back home and then you might not qualify out of your own country until you're getting closer to 20 or 19, and then you'll only have a year or 2 before you're too old.
Yep. So Scottish boys, this will be their 3rd juniors, but I think they're too old next year.
First stone from Michel is a bit deep.
So
corner guard from Russia.
Yeah, really no pressure on Russia with that stone being back of the house.
No, and if that would have been really good, then Switzerland could have just played the center guard now, and now instead they're drawing another one into the rings.
Could put up a center guard, but you're just allowing Russia to come in with a good shot behind it, so that would be sort of an aggressive call. I think you see most teams maybe put this one in the house, unless they're chasing the game.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Yeah, but since there's no center guard, Russia obviously allowed to hit these reds and try and roll towards the corner guard. Trying to draw the play out to the wing. It's a pretty good try. Throws a bit too far.
I kind of like when I see teams roll a bit too far rather than a bit too short. It normally means that, you know, they really want to go for the roll. They're not playing it safe. They're really trying to make it. Sometimes you roll a bit too far. It happens, but
I would say in this instance, rolling too far is a lot better than not rolling at all. So I agree with you. Although sometimes you really can roll out.
Of course. But hangs around in the rings. And Switzerland now, they're going to make a play to remove this. And then Russia is left with a corner guard and 2 stones behind the T-line.
Exactly. So that's why it wasn't that important to be in behind the guard, because so we'll just get a really free go at a draw now. Does roll in though to shrink the rings a little bit here, Switzerland. So that's not bad. So I don't think Russia wants to play the draw around the corner guard here, because they're probably be landing third shot. So maybe the corner guard is actually just a little bit wide. Might want to bring that corner guard maybe a stone further in, especially since that's the straight spot of the ice. You're not really choking off your draw.
Exactly, on really curling ice you want the corner guards a bit wider.
So plays a hit roll instead. Again, just rolls a bit too far, just wanted to be on top of that other red. But again, hit from Switzerland here, they're just going to be in the back of the ring, so there's no risk for Russia yet. And I think Switzerland needs to be a bit careful with where they end up with this red stone. Might set up a pocket for Russia to freeze onto. Well,
no pocket, but behind the corner.
Yeah, just pushed that red one back and spun all the way to the side here. And now I do think Russia might get shot behind the corner guard. And I think Kovaleva just said, if you end up with a freeze here, it's not that bad. It's a good option.
And
it's looking tight for Lion. This one really needs to sweep it to get it past the guard.
oh, it will be past the guard. Maybe just let it sit there.
Yeah, just a bit heavy, so drags it down onto the red one. It's just enough to be shot.
It's not going to be easy to come all the way down. They were so tight to that guard. So can't really remove the yellow. Going to freeze onto it.
Yeah, I think Russia's going to be happy though. All the plays around the corner guard here, and whatever happens, they'll have the forfeit open and they can score one to tie up the game.
Definitely, and it's also way behind the T-line, so they have lots of room behind the corner guard as well.
Yeah, even if a freeze is made here from Switzerland, the freeze will be available just right back to the Russians.
And
looking heavy. This one really needs to catch a piece of the yellow, if anything. But just going to catch their own. That's not a good shot.
no, and it's tough to say, but is the yellow even sitting shot?
Well, Briar Hurleyman was pointing at the yellow, so I think so. And if that's the case, you shouldn't really think too much about it. Just play another draw around the corner.
Yeah.
That's a really nice chance. They might even score 3 here. That's a big miss by Manny. Really need to be short there, if anything.
Yeah, because you might leave yourself with a situation where you're going to have to freeze again, and this time it's to avoid a score of 3.
Yeah. No, if she was short with that draw, just top 12, it'd be fine. They could use that stone, and it would also block the draw path here for Kovaleva. And the Russians probably would have had to make a play on it. So not a good idea overthrowing that one. So important to discuss tolerance on shots. What's the way you can miss, and what's the way you absolutely cannot miss.
Just waiting on the line here. It's really, really wide, but leaving center line, starting to get some curl.
Yeah, if this is in the open, might just leave a double here. Well, that should be pretty makeable double. Just about a bit to the left of nose here. There's a few red stones in the back though you might jam onto.
Okay, so I think Mani can see all of this. She doesn't need to hit all of it even.
It's not difficult to jam this one though. Gotta be fairly close to nose. And if you slash it, you might jam on the red, so. Doesn't have too much here. And she will jam it.
Yeah, but I think she might be sitting 2 now.
Yeah, I think you're right, Sarah.
So a bit dangerous to leave both of the yellows in play, but probably quite wise to bring the weight down there and make sure that they still have some pressure on Russia. Curlers start young. We see some really young fans in the arena. And Kovalyeva would like to hit and roll in front of the back red stone. No roll and open hit right back for Hirliman. Want to hit this on the nose, don't want to roll out, don't really want to roll into the center and leave a double either. She will roll a bit too far, out counting one of the yellows, but Portonova can now hit to sit 2.
Don't even have to hit it. You can tap it, and I think maybe that's what the Russians are doing here. Just coming with a heavy draw. Just tap it back a little bit. Change your mind. That was a nice hand signal.
Yeah, probably indicating what weight to throw.
It means 8, doesn't it? I think Nicholas Adine started doing that. They'll figure 8 with a hand.
Yeah, for 8 seconds seems very hard, and I don't think that's what she's throwing. This
well,
looks
from
more like
hogline to hogline. No?
Yeah, but just for a nose hit.
Yeah,
I don't think this is 8.
I always thought it was 8. When
Well, it
Adine
might
does
be a
it
difference
anyway.
in different teams.
Not
Find
too
some
bad there.
barking there instead. So Switzerland would like to nose this right back, sit frozen on top of the yellow. just don't want to roll out here, because if the yellow stays in the rings and they roll a bit to the side, they could leave a hit for 3. And she will stick, but I think the red one will go and Russia might have a good chance to take 2.
It looks hard to get 3 here. I think you just
no
have to play the
reason
nose
to
hit.
complicate this even more, just nose hit, make the double and score a deuce. Final stone of the second end. Chance for Russia and Yulia Portanova to put 2 on the board. And they're not putting too much weight on this one either. Need to really hold this if they want their deuce.
I think we're good here.
Yep. Makes it, and Russia scores 2. And the standings after 2 ends will be 2-1 Russia. And I think it's Breyer Hirleman's younger brother that's leading the cheerleaders here in the Waldhaus Arena. It's a big group of fans for the Swiss team.
That's good. We need some new blood, and the Swiss fans usually only hear the one cheer all the time.
Pop Swiss.
3 times and then that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we have some new songs here.
I don't understand them though, but it's a nice change anyway.
You see the Swiss fans, they're right there, just above the coaches. Also some Canadians and Scottish fans, it's not hard to tell them apart. Okay, so Russia are now putting up the centre guard. I think they would like to force Switzerland to take another point. Good weight, it's quite close to the rings. Doesn't really cross the centre line. And Switzerland drawing behind this. Want this quite high in the house, top 8 foot maybe, to make sure that when Russia comes down, if they want to freeze, there's still quite a bit of room because they want to score 2. Some really good work by the sweepers here to put that in a great position. Kovaleva not wanting to follow this round. She's going to play the run back. Oh, this is the straight side. Have they overswept it?
They have, and
Even leaves a corner guard.
Yeah, that's not ideal for Team Russia. Takes off their centre guard, leaves a corner. Bedstone in the house. Let's see if Switzerland can pounce on and make good use of this one. I think they're looking for a draw behind. An option here could also be to split the red one. I push that one back and slide off in behind the corner yard. Because I think the draw around the corner here, you're most likely going to set up a double somehow. Working this one for a line, obviously curling a lot more, coming this way, it will rub off.
And now they've left a double.
Yeah. But again, if Russia plays the double here, rolls a bit too far, it's going to be a free draw around the corner guard for Switzerland, so still not bad. We saw that 8-hand signal thing again. This one's harder than the last time.
I should maybe go ask Anders Kraup what it means.
Yeah. I'm convinced it means 8 seconds from hogline to hogline.
I think they might have different ones. Because the last time she did it, it wasn't an 8-second stone that came.
Maybe just threw it soft.
I don't think so. And as you said, Sander, making the double rolling out leaves a free draw around the corner guard. Find some good line here. Looks like they're even going to get this completely buried and behind the tee line. Really nice shot. So run back again. And nails it this time.
Yeah, it's really nice, and I don't think she's spilled out enough that Switzerland can see the inside here, so I don't think they'll be able to play the hit and roll underneath cover.
I think they're going to try, though, maybe if they bring their weight down to maybe hack. They could get a little roll to the right. We'll just get to nose. Russia could just roll the other way now to get the play away from the corner guard. Rolls almost to the center line. Not so far that it makes a roll back behind the corner really difficult. And that one curling off. So what way are Russia rolling?
Not quite sure. I think they might be rolling to the left. Just rolling the open. Nice shot. Make sure it's good enough so Switzerland can't come around the corner guard to be closest to the center. It seemed like they were trying to roll around the corner guard in the previous shot and just changed their mind coming down the sheet. Maybe I was wrong. It looked like they were trying to roll to the right here. If not, we'd be sweeping that one. Just playing still a bit too much weight, I think. Just bring the weight down there. You'll get a steeper roll as well when you make it. And at least you give it a chance with the sweepers. But they seem to be very accurate with a high hard one, so they're not really rolling out. But again,
no, but when you're just hitting a single stone and rolling in the rings, like you said, it's easier to control it if you play hack or board weight. And this time Mani will roll out. Leaves the house wide open, just at one corner guard left in play.
We'll draw around the corner guard here. Could have been. We're looking at maybe just throwing the open wing here. Could also just clip the corner guard, but
they really want to force.
Yeah, no, I don't mind this call. It's the only way you're giving up two, though.
Yeah.
And if you come deep here, and she has. So leaving a freeze here for Briar Hurleyman. But still, Borchinova will have the opportunity to come down and freeze onto hers again. So it's not terrible.
No, but it was always going to be the risk when you elect that call.
What you could have done is maybe just drawn back at the forfeit. And if Switzerland wanted to roll in behind the corner guard, you could come down with a freeze. If they played a nose hit, you can make the roll yourself. If they roll out, obviously, you have the free draw around the corner.
Yeah, but this needs to both curl and sit. Don't really want to rub off. She will, and it'll be an open hit for Borchinova instead of a difficult freeze.
Yep. And we'll see Switzerland probably being first here. Even if she rolls out here, I don't think Briar will try and blank it with that yellow being in behind the corner guard.
No, it's also, they would need to hit it on the wide side where it's basically no curl at all. Borchinova saying whoa, and Kovalyeva really convinced they need to sweep. Well, makes a little roll. Don't think it really matters. They're still gonna leave a shot for one. And Briar Hurleyman gonna make a nose hit. Final stone of the third end. Nose hit and can't afford to roll here. Need this to curl. Yeah, it looks fine. She even has some support by the other yellow, so Switzerland gonna take one back, and we're gonna have 2 each in the game between Switzerland and Russia after 3 ends. And well, this means that Russia has flipped the hammer around. Now equal score, and they have last stone in the 4th end.
There's a few Swiss people here. There's a few of the players. And we hear the horn and the little guy.
With a traditional Swedish Swiss chant. Hop Swiss, Schwitz.
And the horn.
And the horn.
Now there's a few other games out there in the Waldhaus Arena today. Sarah, would you care to give us an update?
Of course, I would love to. Czech Republic has a 1-0 lead over Italy. Game between Denmark and Korea tied at 2 each. Scotland has a 2-1 lead over USA, and Sweden has a 2-1 lead over Canada.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Well, so far it's a tight game. Maybe a bit of an advantage, Russia. They have been able to force the 2 ends where they didn't have last stone, and scored their deuce when they did have hammer. So good to see if they can keep this going. Really good first draw by Michel now, though, might be able to put some more pressure on the Russians. Just want to guard this now, and it's needing to curl. It's not really doing much here. Trying to get it to curl, actually bring it into the rings, which means Russia will be allowed to hit this. Try and get a roll behind the corner guard. It's a very tight corner guard. It will probably leave a pretty straightforward double, but still making it more difficult for Switzerland if they make this. Maybe going for option B here instead. Might still be in the rings.
Ja, gaan we dat maken, ja. Also da, so.
Just wanting to make it a bit more difficult for Russia. If they do hit and roll, they will be sitting 2, but it will be quite open.
Didn't
Wow, net lekker het veel.
Didn't give a lot of ice for this shot, actually, Manny. She was well
she
inside
didn't.
the edge of the 8. And she was up there. You know, usually you'll put the broom down on the tee line. She was up in the house. Not sure if she's completely in control of where she's actually putting the broom. No surprise that over curls, really.
No, and Russia are now going to play the split. Make sure that they have 2 stones in the rings with big separation. Leave Switzerland sitting shot, but give themselves an opportunity to create something.
And they're taking the same amount of ice that Manny was just taking for the corner freeze on the centre guard. This one's a lot heavier and supposed to click off it. Looking pretty good. It's not bad.
No, definitely not. They now have 2 stones. Even though it is Switzerland counting 1. And won't be able to keep the separation. Will leave a double. Juliana Vasilyeva. I'd like to get rid of both of the red. Seems to have given this a bit to the wide side and won't make the double. Gets quite a nice roll. And oh, you'll see it there. Switzerland could probably blast on their top red. But I think at least one yellow are going to stick. Or they're going to get rid of everything.
All depends on the weight. And obviously where you hit this one. I'm not sure if they're playing a lot of weight on this one. Taking
a lot of ice on the straight side.
Exactly. Thought maybe they would like to hit the centre line side of this one.
But she might have been a bit tight, so let's see what she can do. She will stick one. Kovalyeva can now hit this red and roll out to the side, make sure that she has separation. Would be an angle maybe on the yellow in the rings, but it's not that visible for the Swiss. and she's gonna roll all the way out. Might have lost her chance to score 2 right there.
Yeah, and Breyer quick to call the run back here.
It looks pretty straightforward.
If you're a bit cheeky here, you hit the top red thin. You might roll and spin off the corner guard, and then you might be lying too. Let's see. It doesn't quite do that, but
No, and there's still, even though that was a very nice shot, there are definitely possibilities for Russia to try and roll and find some cover. Just threw down this side. Should have a good indication of how it curls, but looks like she had a bit of an in-out motion on this. So just hits it on the nose. Give the roll right back to Switzerland. Brian Hurliman with an attempt to roll behind the red guard, and absolutely nothing from the sweepers. We'll get a little roll to the side instead. And Russia could elect to just draw around here if they want to score a 2. If they make the roll now, the run back's going to be really, really short. But this way they could also keep possibility to blank. How much of the roll will they have? Not all the way there, still wide open. She might be able to get the roll this time. Maybe then force Russia to draw for one. Well, she gets the roll all the way in behind the corners. Russia could maybe actually play on the corners to blank.
Yeah, I think it's worth a try. It's on the red for sure, and they've just hit this one pretty much on the nose. You'll spin the yellow as well.
На ноль сделаем. Еще суть всё. Может сильным просто. Ну сильным, я имею в виду окнулить. Успеем попасть?
Portunova for the blank. And a lot of weight.
Oh, it's really big throw.
Ooh! And actually drives it by the red one in the house.
Yeah, drags it. Did not want to hit that on the inside. If anything, wanted to hit that on the outside. So I just feel like that was maybe too much weight and not enough control for line. Didn't even have to had to throw that too hard.
No,
so anywhere
and I
knows
think they needed to talk through where they should hit it because I'm not sure Kovalev actually gave her the information that you can hit it anywhere high side and you're fine.
Yeah. Too much high side, you might drag it on to score one, but I'm sure that's
okay.
A lot better than giving up a steal here. So that's a bit of a mistake, but at least we got to see how hard they can throw those rocks, the Russians. But again, if you're not accurate, doesn't really mean anything.
Oh, a stolen point for the Swiss. Gives them a 3-2 lead as we start the fifth end. The nice and tight center guard comes up. Russia do not want to get the play to the center line, so they're going to play the corner guard. Quite a nice call if you don't want to get stuck in playing freezes around the middle. Want to give yourself some room to score, just ignore the center and play a corner. Or maybe they were even wanting to draw that into the side. Might be looking for an open end, wanting to blank.
Yeah, might win a blank to 15, keep last on. Through a half-time break and try and score in the sixth then instead.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not always easy to blank when you want it, but...
No, because when you want to blank, it normally means you have an opponent that's trying really hard to make you score one.
Usually.
And this is a really great roll by Michel.
Yep, sister of European champion Sven Michel. He's up in the stands watching.
Still not allowed to hit the guard. Russia attempting to come down and freeze this. Don't really want to rub off here, because that leaves an open hit. try to get a roll to create some separation. Still 3 red stones in quite a good position. Russia want to open this up with a double and roll to the side. Stick as a corner.
Sweep! Sweep! Sweep the shot! Sweep!
That's really nice. Picks up 2 reds.
And the guard will just cover the edge of the 12-foot. Important thing was to get the middle cleared up.
Yeah, might as well have just wiped that one out. Looks like they're going for a blank, you'd think.
I think so.
And if you are going for a blank, you shouldn't just go.
Vamos, team! La conduite!
No, you should really go for it, I think. So Russia just pretty much needs to make one double here with one of the last shots. Well, I mean, any other shots before the skip's last one.
We're starting to group them together. Might not get the roll to group them together here and want to get the other instead. Rolls towards the corner guard. The corner guard is so far away. Still set in the open. Just enough to stick around. Russia now looking at a really long roll to come all the way in behind the red. It's a tricky shot, but even if she's not rolling all the way buried, she will group the stones together.
Volsim, that means 8.
Are you sure?
Yep, pretty sure.
Okay.
I was just in Sochi, remember?
You just think everything is 8. No, I believe you, and 8 would make sense here. It's a long roll, but it's not really looking like they're gonna roll. Sticks around for shot stone.
Yeah, really need to make a roll here.
Yeah, or they're gonna be forced to 1.
But as important for Switzerland to stick around here. If they roll out, they're just going to make it so easy for Russia to blank the end. Could be very beneficial here to force Russia to take the single.
Yeah, get an even score and hammer in the 6th end. And some frantic work by the sweepers. Need to stay. Oh, and she's not even going to remove the yellow. Over curls big time, and all of a sudden Russia has a great chance to take 2 instead. can't just hit this on the nose. And all of a sudden, the big separation between the stones is a good thing for Russia, not Switzerland.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa,
Only 2 stones left for the Swiss to try and group them together and get a double. If Kovalyeva can stick around with this, she will group them together a bit.
Keeps a flat line though, so definitely no double on at this point.
Спасибо.
So this end really turned around, eh? With a miss from Mani.
And it's really all it takes is one miss for an entire end to turn around. Breyer Herdliman with her first. Just want to roll towards the other yellow.
Doesn't make the roll, and
С какой стороны, Юль?
I think Portanova should have a fair chance of leaving no double, just a little nudge to the right here, or even a long roll.
This is the curling side, and I think she was a bit soft. Some hard work to keep this around. And she'll do just fine.
That's perfect. And good sweeping too. I think the Russians are probably one of the better women's sweepers I've seen so far this week. It's good friction.
Yeah, they use their they're small, but they use their entire body when they sweep to get pressure on the broom, which is a good thing.
Good frequency, and you know we've seen a lot of the Russian players. They might have come from gymnastics and swimming and these different sports. Anna Sidorova, skip of the women Russian team, she used to do figure skating, so a lot of the Russian girls are quite fit when they start curling, doing other sports before. So it might look small, but I think they're doing the sweeping part really well. But it's all about the pressure too, though.
Hits the shot one to sit one before Portanova's final shot of the game, of the end, of course, for the halftime break, and chance to score 2 once again. And she's away. Last one of the 5th end. And Absolutely nothing, but it looks like she's gonna make it just fine. Russia gets a score of 2 back after what looked like an end controlled by Switzerland pretty much all the way through. So heading into the halftime break, players will get 5 minutes to talk to their coach. We will be back before the second half with some highlights, and star guest commentator just came home from the Olympics. Sven Michel will be joining Sander for an end.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So stick around for some star
Highlights
curlers
and star curlers.
5 more exciting games of curling. We hope, maybe even 6.
Ends.
Yeah. What did I say?
Games.
Games. Well, there'll be more games this week as well.
Of course.
Сейчас я возьму баран. Зачем? Мне нельзя сладкое есть. Слизь. Там виноградик немножечко. Орехи. Они сладкие.
Я думаю, если все минус, не игра дома изнутри. Картошка игра Коногова. Поэтому
Не
это...
поняла. Не ставь.
Как ты делаешь сейчас? Первый камень хочу дома.
Настя, в дом не надо.
Лучше игра Коногова. Поэтому...
Первый сразу?
Поэтому это минус 1.
Когда нога
Если 2 или 3 плюс дом.
Да.
Хорошо, но если...
Some highlights from the first half of the game between Switzerland and Russia. In the first end, Breyer Hürlimann has a hit to take one, and she makes it right there. So early lead for Russia, 1-0 after the first end. In the second end, Russia was able to apply some pressure, and Yulia Portunova needs to get rid of this red one in order to score a deuce. They are sweeping it all the way, but makes it perfect. So 2 on the board for the Russians. They lead the game 2-1 after 2 ends. In the third end, it's once again Russia that's forced Switzerland to go for one, and Breyer Hürleman has yet an open hit to make it. She also gets a bit of support from the other Yellowstone, and it's tied up 2 each after 3 ends. In the fourth end, this is the situation facing Yulia Portunova. She's going to play the run back to blank, but hits this actually on the wrong side. Will leave the red stone in the rings, and is stolen for Switzerland. Gives them a 3-2 lead. Back with the fifth end, and a lot of pressure from Switzerland in this end, but only one miss came by Mani, and Russia was able to score a deuce after that. So after half the game played is Russia with a 1-point lead over Switzerland.
So we're back for the sixth end here of our future game, the women's draw between Switzerland and Russia. We're in Flims, Switzerland, and with us for the sixth end we'll have a special guest. Welcome, Sven Michael.
Hi. Oh, hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, just watching some curling. And so are you, I guess.
Yeah. Today and tomorrow.
You come up to watch your sister play.
Cheering for my sister, yeah.
So now, how long has your sister played?
I don't know exactly, but maybe for almost 10 years. Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Do
you teach her at all?
No, not really. I'm really busy with my team, and I think she's practicing a lot with her team in Bern, and we didn't see each other really often. And yeah, I'm always away.
Exactly. So she plays in Bern.
Yeah.
And you play out of...
Yeah, we play in Adelboden and Bern as well, but we have time during the day, and she has to work. So
you're a busy man. European champion, eh? Stavanger, Norway, in December.
November.
Yeah. And you just came back from Sochi. How was your experience at the Olympics?
Yeah, so and so. It was a great experience for sure. We didn't play really well, but yeah, that's curling. Next time it will go better.
And you're not going to quit. You're pouncing on for another 4 years.
Don't know yet.
No.
It's not sure. No. We will continue and try to be better next time.
You're still so young, Sven.
Yeah.
Do you feel old watching the World Juniors?
Yeah. A couple years ago when I was playing. But it's still nice to see all the young curlers playing.
Yeah, did you play the World Juniors yourself?
Yeah, twice.
When was that?
2006 and 2007.
06 and 07.
Yeah.
Where was it?
First time was in Korea, and second time was in the US.
Eveleth, was it?
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I remember. Did you do well?
First time no. Second time we finished third, so that's not bad.
Who were you playing with?
Our skip was Christian von Gonten. He quit after the juniors. And there was also Sandro Trollier was also in team.
Your second?
Yeah, exactly. I was third, and there was Michel Griby. He also quit. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice to know that you've stuck around for the curling bit.
Yeah.
Now, have you been watching the game here, the first 5 ends?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think? Who's the better team so far?
Both played not bad. Both played well, but the Russians are a good team, I guess.
The back end of the team, third and fourth, they They won the Junior Worlds in Sochi last year.
last year. Yeah,
Yeah, got a new front end though.
I think they have a good chance to do that again this year, but
Yeah,
we will see. Swiss team are not bad as well.
You think they're medal contenders as well, the Swiss team?
Yeah, I think so. They had a strong start. I guess they're sitting 3-1, I guess. And yeah, everything is possible.
There's a few changes on this team as well though from last year.
Yeah.
Your sister wasn't playing in Sochi, was she?
No. They finished 4th at the Swiss Junior Championship last year, so it was a different team in Sochi.
So, yeah, there's a few Russian stones in play
Yeah.
here. And, well, the Russians have a 1-point lead on the Swiss here. So what's the plan for the Swiss girl in the sixth in here? Just get as many points as possible?
I don't know.
But surely getting many points is a good plan.
Huh?
Getting many points in the sixth end is a good plan for the
Yeah.
Swiss.
Probably that's still possible to score 2. That would be great for the Swiss team right now.
I guess
We'll see. There's still lots of stones to play.
their problem here is maybe it's starting to clutter. There's a lot of stones
Yeah.
in front of the house here. And I guess they want to make sure they have a chance to score at least 1 point.
Yeah, it's a good plan.
Do your team work a lot with the game plan? You
Yeah.
focus on when to score, which end to score, especially maybe the second half of the game?
Yeah, we try to look on that. I think 6 and 8 ends are 8 and are really important ends. You should make sure that you can score at least 1.
Yeah.
Or
So even if Switzerland gets 1 point here in 6, they can maybe force Russia to take 1 in 7, and have last stone in 8th.
that would be great, and then score 4 or 5 in the 8th.
Exactly.
That's what I always want, but it's not works every time.
I think the Russians were looking at the guard here first, but
Yeah.
ended up playing a draw or a tap or something.
Yes. Chance for a double takeout now.
I think they might be laying third shot in the back here, so with a double and maybe a little roll, they might be laying 2 all of a sudden.
Yep.
Good shot.
Good job.
Doesn't quite spell the second yellow, but doesn't really matter because
Sitting
they're,
cool.
they're lying 2. I think the Swiss are going to score here anyway. Try at least. Now,
Yes.
you remember there's been a few junior worlds in the Flims. So if we go 4 years back, we had Peter de Cruz's team. They won it over Scotland's Ali Fraser. And they've done quite well, obviously, Peter de Cruz's team.
Yeah.
And you play them a lot.
Yeah, we play them a lot. I think they're really strong team. Together with Pascal Hess, our biggest opponents. And yeah, they're always playing really, really good. They have a great team.
Because you're going to be playing them soon in the Swiss Championships.
Yeah, starts on Monday for a whole week.
And then you're here just doing nothing. You should be practicing, Sven.
Yeah, I was. Yesterday I practiced all day, so should be enough.
So now you're here to learn a few tricks.
Yes.
Okay. Learn something from your sister team.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, that's good. So what I heard is, well, there's a few teams that play the Olympics that won't get to play the World Championships. Scotland, Canada. Now, well, Sweden, PL Lindholm just picked Oscar Eriksson to
Yes.
go. And they're also, I was going to say a junior team. Because they won the juniors, beating the Cruises team the year after Flims, 2011.
Yes.
But surely the teams that do well in the junior worlds Seems like they're taking a step up, maybe even earlier than maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You think the level's closing in, like the junior level is closer to the senior level than
Yeah, I
before?
think so. And there's the Cruz team and Ericsson's team. They're so strong. They improved a lot the last couple of years, and yeah, they're already two of the top teams in Europe. So I think the the junior level is quite high now, and yeah, it's a great opportunity for them to playing this Worlds in Beijing, and I'm sure they will play well and have good chances to reach playoffs, I guess.
Yeah, I think so too. They're a good team, and you know, when we watched the World Juniors the last few years, we haven't seen Canada be as dominant as maybe in the women's side, because obviously Canada won both the women and men's Olympic gold medals.
Yeah.
You think that's a good sign for the European and Asian curling, that we may be better at the junior level, and then we might, you know, in maybe 5-10 years time, we might, you know, Canada might not be that dominant on the senior level.
Yeah, hopefully we try to we come closer to them. They have still the greatest teams on the world, on men's side and also on women's side, but I think we're a little closer than maybe a couple of years before, and we try to improve a lot and learn from them, and yeah, but they're still, I think, the best nation in curling.
Well, did you know that a Canadian women's team hasn't won the World Juniors since 2003?
Really? So 10 years
That
now?
was also in Flims.
Okay.
Marlies Miller. Have you heard her name
No,
before?
never heard.
No, not me either.
No?
Doesn't. If you look back at all the world champions, junior champions, you won't recognize all the Canadian teams. It doesn't seem like they're.
Yeah.
It's not the same as if you look at all the European
Well,
junior medalists. They're all, you know, they've stuck around.
Yeah.
You know, most of the teams, they're like David Murdoch and
yeah,
Ralph Stockley.
yeah.
Obviously, you had John Morris win back-to-back Worlds in '98 and '99, but it seems like whoever plays the juniors here in Europe, they really stick around and play, like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard for the Canadians to win their provincials twice, and yeah, it's hard to be a curler in Canada sometimes.
So you're happy you're Swiss then?
I'm happy with my nationality. Yeah.
Right. So
Oh.
just gonna go all back to our end here. It's really developing. It's very typical when we bring on a guest. There's always something happening, and we might have had 5 blank ends already in the game. But we're down to Manny's last of third stones here for Switzerland. And as we mentioned, the Swiss girls are really trying to score 2 here, but even score a 1 is good. What's the plan here? You need to translate. I don't really know the Swiss German that well.
I couldn't understand her, but I think it's an opportunity to play the hit and roll with that yellow.
On the right hand side?
Yeah. But she decides to play a draw, which is always it's also not a bad decision, I guess.
It could play the hit on this yellow one on the right hand side, and they would be lying 2 in it, even if she rolls out. But what we've seen, Sven, is the right hand side, as we saw it, is very straight.
Yeah.
So it might be difficult. So
yeah, it's probably not that easy to play a takeout out there.
you think that's a big thing too, reading the ice? Is that something you learn just more and more over the years?
Yeah, for sure. It's important that you know the ice well, know the rocks well, and it makes it easier for the whole team, for the whole game.
And this is a pretty good draw as well, actually.
Great draw, I guess.
If it's shot
Maybe
stone,
shot.
it's pretty close. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
Not sure.
How's your eyesight, Sven?
I think she said that Swiss stone is shot.
Well, I mean, even if it's not,
still not a bad situation.
No, I'm not sure what Russia's going to do here. And remember, if they can see a little bit of this left Yellowstone on the left, they might just kind of just pick it out
Yeah.
with their last one. They might score a couple.
Yeah, lots of red rocks in play.
Just saw Kovaleva just stumble a bit on her on the backstone there. Manny just asking if she moved it. She says no, so we're just going to leave it there. Have you ever had a problem with something like that with
No.
other teams?
Never.
Disagreeing on
No.
about a Burt rock or something like that?
Never. No. Curling is really fair.
Have you done other sports though, Sven?
Yeah, couple.
Football?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there more argument on the football field?
No. No, not really. No, I'm happy with curling. I think it was the right decision to to play curling.
So I think I heard the word guard from the Russians here. Or are they maybe
Or maybe a freeze.
through the center here, down onto the red ones?
Yes.
Borchinova, reigning world champion. Bit of a surprise maybe coming out and then beating the then world reigning champions Hannah Fleming from Scotland in the final, denying the back-to-back championships. And it seems like they are coming through here. That's not bad.
That's a good shot.
Might be able to run something onto that one with our last one. The plan, Sven?
I think she will try to push that yellow back 12. Maybe she can lying with 3 then.
I thought she said backline. Is that the weight she
Yeah,
was playing?
that's backline weight. She tried to maybe push the yellow out of the house.
Well, backline weight here really needs to catch a piece of the yellow. If you catch maybe a quarter of backline, you're not going to push it very
No.
far, are you? So you might be in danger of even just ticking this one into the forfeit.
Yeah, it's not an easy shot. Uh-oh.
Remember, this is the straight spot. It's not going to curl a whole lot. It's got to be close though. Off and on in the sweeping.
Seems to
Passes
be
the
good.
guard by a little bit. The weight's really good. That's a great shot by Breyer. Really putting some pressure on the Russians here. Do you approve?
Yeah, great shot.
All right, just going to ask you a quick question about the women's team. You said you're not completely sure if you're going to do another 4 years, and well, are you? Or are you just joking with me?
No, I'm with the women's team.
Well, for you, you said you might. Well, you're still young. You might go for
Yeah,
Pyeongchang,
yeah,
but
sure.
Mary Mott's team, are they finished or?
Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure, and I think they are also not sure as well. But probably they will quit. Probably some of them will continue. I don't know.
What other teams do they have in Switzerland that might contend, or might be young enough and willing to go for it?
Yeah, we have lots of good Swiss teams, like Sony, or even team from Alina and the team from Flims who won the Swiss championships last week. There's Michelle Jacki. She's also a really good team. So we have lots of good Swiss women's teams.
Do we might see some change in team lineups after this season? Because very often in different parts of the world you might see a lot of team changes after the Olympics season is over.
Yeah, there are probably some changes in team from Baden Regio. That's a team from Alina Paz. Probably they will have some changes, and I don't know what's with the other teams. We are not really involved with women's curling, Swiss women's curling, because we didn't play some Swiss playdowns this year, so we couldn't see them quite often. But we will see. I'm also excited.
Right. They've taken a timeout here, the Russians, and just try and listen in. Anders Krebs is really good at Russian.
Нет. О, нет. Нет, мне не нравится.
Я думаю, только игра из
Я поняла, я сейчас покажу тебе.
Impressive.
It's very impressive.
Хочет слепить.
So Anders Krebs was new coach of the junior women's last season, and he came to Sochi. He was only coach for a few months, and he was speaking Russian to them during the timeouts. And
That's impressive.
I was just down here when Switzerland had their team practice, and Krebs was just running through game plans and stuff in Russian and joking around with them.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
'Cause,
I heard that you can also speak some Russian. Is that true?
it's just a few bad pickup lines, Sven.
Okay. So nothing important.
Nothing important. That's all. Well, Anders Krebs is a very experienced player himself. He's won the World Championship 2 times for Sweden. So I think he's brought some good things to this team. Obviously, winning their first goal at the Junior Worlds last year might do that again this year.
Yeah.
Now, just looking at the broom here, Sven, does it seem like they're going to play some sort of take-it down the center line?
Probably they will push that yellow, the yellow one, down the forefoot.
So Porchinova here.
Oh.
Out turn, last shot for her. A really hard one down the center line. And, well, flying shot, but
It's probably an open hit for a double take-up for 4.
could be. So I looked a bit fancy, but I'm not sure if that did the trick. As you say, Sven, the same hole is available for Briar Hurleman, and if she'll catch that back hill, that could be 4. And then you'll be a happy camper then, Sven.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the turn.
Would you like to see her play the out turn?
No, I like the in turn.
Right. It seems like that's what she's playing.
Yes.
Does Briar have the nerves under control, do you think? Is she
I hope so.
cool under pressure?
Yeah, I think so. She will make that.
Well, her father is an Olympic champion.
Yeah, he's also here. Cheering for her.
Some good genes for our Briar here. This could be a very big shot. Could be the match-winning shot. A double for 4. A bit shaky maybe there. Last stone of the 6th end. Looking pretty close. Needs to pass the guard though. It's past. 1 yellow. Will jam, but
I think it's still 3.
I think it's enough for 3.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be happy with 3, eh, Sven?
Yes.
At least if you're Swiss, and it will be 3. Big score in the 6th end here for Briar Hurleman and the rest of the Swiss girls. And yeah, I think I think you can return to the
Yeah,
rafters now
yes.
and join the little boy over here with the horn
Yeah,
and do some cheering.
Briar's brother.
It's very
Yeah,
nice.
I will help him. a
It's
little
very
bit.
nice having you here, Sven.
Yeah, thanks.
So thanks to Sven Michael, European champion this season, and hopefully you'll be back for the
Try
for
our
next
best.
season.
Yeah,
And good luck for the Swiss Championships on Monday.
thank you very much.
Thank you. So it's nice to have a player of that caliber join us for the broadcast a little bit, but also like to give a warm welcome back to the amazing Sara Karlsson.
Thank you, Sander. It was a nice break, but I did miss you.
Well, we did have an exciting end. That's like I mentioned earlier, typical when you bring a guest on, then all the action happens.
Yeah, you just want a guest on when it's all being blanked and you can talk about everything.
Yeah, because we had pretty much, pretty open first 5 ends, I think, of the game. Not too much happening, just open ends. But that sixth end, there's tons of stones to play and guards, and we ended up with a big score of 3 for Switzerland, and they're really in the driving seat here. 2-point lead coming into the 7th end, and Russia just really needs to push on here.
Yeah, they have been pretty efficient with scoring their deuces, but they're gonna need to do it again. Corner guard comes up from Brysgalova, and it's now in the 7th end, so even if they do score 2, it does mean it's tied up, and Switzerland will have hammer in the 6th.
Now, I'm sorry you missed that 6th end because the Russians did take a timeout, so you didn't get to hear Anders Krebs' amazing Russian.
That's true. I didn't miss the end, of course. I stayed and watched it, but
Sure.
couldn't hear what Anders said.
Well,
I don't understand him anyway.
no, true, but
His Russian is pretty good by now.
yeah, it's been even better than last year. So let's hope for an extra end, because then the Russians will have a new timeout. It's only the 1, not 2. So corner guard up for Team Russia. Switzerland with a 2-point lead. They're just going to be all defensive. No need for them to throw a guard up. So they're just putting both reds in the house. They're just telling Russia, well, here we go. You need to make a move here. And she has made a tap. Slides in the open, but nice thing is they kind of left a pocket here with the reds. They can use and freeze onto it.
Yeah, so the choice is for Switzerland to either get rid of the corner guard or the one in the rings. They're going to go for the one in the rings. Could be a rather big pocket for Russia to freeze onto.
Well, what I think they're trying to do here with Thomas' first stone is try and hit this yellow and roll in front of the pocket and almost guarding it. Doesn't do that, but certainly has opened things a little bit. So not the worst results, but
No, not a pocket anymore. The free draw in for Russia behind the corner. And then I think we're going to see the Swiss taking the corner off. Even losing 2 is not the worst situation for Switzerland.
no, you're
Julian.
probably going to see the Swiss play defensively in a way that there might give way to.
Yeah, Vasilyeva drawing around here.
Not sure if they'll be able to get second shot here. It might be third best, but important thing is just to hide a yellow here. And then you can worry about the other reds later in the end. I think this is just enough for second shot. And Switzerland will rip the guards off. The guard, I mean.
You'd just like to see double peels.
I know, I have a tendency to see more guards than there actually are. So it does take it off, but does she roll away? Not quite, and you might see Russia be able to use that stone later on. First off, just going to play a hit on this top red. Maybe try and roll in front of the other one.
Yeah, just important for Russia to keep having 2 stones in play. Do not want to roll towards the center. Really need to roll out a little bit to keep the separation. Don't really want to go for the double here. There is a chance it will jam. Just gonna hit the best yellow and the one that's on the wing, because the other one's on the center line. It's gonna make it harder to keep separation. Corina Mani skipping and playing third for Switzerland. She'll roll right to the center line. Sit and shot. And this is the run back from Russia. Play the yellow onto the red. Be nice to see them keep their weight down. Really important to keep 2 in the rings. Could also just be the draw toward the side, which is probably a wiser call because it's easier to get a very good result, but this one needs to curl. It might be a bit pacey. Gets a bit of help by rubbing off that red to stick around. Sits for, well, 4th shot. A bit too much weight from Kovalyeva. Just selecting what side to hit this from. Want to avoid the jam, of course, and sit in front of their own. And this is the curling side once again. Do not want to over curl this, Corina Mani. And she will get rid of it, but also lose her own.
Yeah, I think Mani has done made a few mistakes in this game. There's another one.
She asked to play the in turn rather than the out turn, and we know that that side really curls, especially when you get that close to center line. Waiting on the curl again. Need to pass the top red. The better shot from the Russian skip.
I just wonder if there's a double on though for Briar Hurleman here. Should be enough space. The guard's really not in the way, I think.
No, it shouldn't be.
So just off nose here, just running back. And they'll be lying 3, I guess, maybe even 4. Was very close to making a double in the 6th end for 4, but took 3, and I think they were happy enough with that. Big shot here again for Bart. Double here can really deny Russia a score of more than 1. Oh, doesn't even catch 1 yellow, but is a bit lucky here.
Yeah, definitely a good second prize. Leaves them in a bit of a tricky angle.
Bit of a pinball move there between the guards, and we're not quite sure what Russia's left with here.
Just going to push this red to the side and roll in. If they make this perfect, they could sit 3.
Yeah, second and third shot here.
They don't need to push the red very far, they just need to find the right angle. Yulia Portunova, 4th player in the Russian team, and this needs to curl.
It's not an easy shot here. Needs a piece of the red. Just looking a bit heavy, I think. Gets a piece, rolls. How far will she roll? And that's actually a really nice shot. And leaves those 2 yellows pretty flat in the back.
They're quite close together, should be able to remove them both, but it's not easy.
Exactly. Maybe the best spot she could have rolled, actually. Lying 3 now.
Mistake from Hurleyman.
And what's she thinking here? Maybe hit this. That slash tail, or nose it. Hope it redirects off the red onto this back yellow. Surely the slash yellow is slash double is on.
Slash yellow?
Slash yellow.
Well, the yellow are going to be slashed. And there is a possibility to get rid of 2 of them. There's also a risk that she will stick 1 and leave a shot back for 3. Need to get the Swiss out of trouble.
Just giving up 2 here. It's not that bad. But needs to make this one. Green lights for sure. It's a good start.
It's a good start.
But again, pretty straight here. Oh, maybe just jumped on her, and she will overcurl. And that's a draw for 3 for Russia. So they get to score the 3 back right after the Swiss picked up 3 in the 6th end. Sloppy end by the Swiss.
Yeah, had a really, really good end to score 3, and now Russia just has a very straightforward play, just a draw to the 8 foot to score 3 back. This is the last stone of the 7th end. Sweepers are not touching it. It is for 3. It needs to sit on the 8 foot.
Might have a little bit of backing here with her own yellow. Not much though.
I think it's too much. Oh, and will she have moved it too far? I think so.
I think so too.
Big mistake from Portunova.
Wow. I did not expect to see that. Did not use her sweepers. That's 15 feet heavy. Well, it's all tied up then.
Yeah, and with this being tied up, I would say advantage Swiss. They have the final stone in the 8th end. How about the other games, Sander?
Well, the other games are pretty close, except for the one next to our sheet. That's already over with. Canada picked up 4 in the 8th end to win over Sweden, 8 shots to 3. Scotland's playing the United States, and on the middle sheet, it's Scotland leading 5 shots to 3, with the US having hammer in the 8th end. Korea leading 6-4 over Denmark. Danish have last stone in 8th. And the last game is between Italy and the Czech Republic. The Czechs are 1 up on Italy with last stone in 7, leading 3-2.
And Russia put up a center guard. They would love to steal this end, and if not, make sure they force a 1. Cannot afford to give up more than that, and it's a pretty good situation for the Swiss, even if they make sure that they score only 1. They're still in nice control. Want this to sit in front of the tee line. Come all the way down, back button. Might be something useful for Russia there. We are coming around the straight side. And it's not moving. Maybe just waited for the curl a bit too long there. Won't get it all the way down, but still in a usable position. Definitely rather leave it there than be long. Switzerland just locking another one on there. Nice draw. But they are quite deep in the rings, all the way down to the tee line. If Russia could ever push them back a little bit, they might just be used as backing. But it's still Russia that needs to work.
And you know what? Russia doesn't have loads of time either left.
No, you're right. 17 minutes and 35 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, and
it's not a lot.
You really would like 7 minutes per end. As far as I can see, should easily spend another 5 minutes on this end, and I'll might be left with 6 minutes each for the last 2 ends.
It should be okay, but it's definitely no extra time for discussion.
There's a tricky situation. You don't have time to be discussing it a whole lot, and they've used their timeout already. So need to watch the clock a little bit as well. And seems like they're especially if they have to be playing draws all the time. They're going to be using up their clock.
And it's so important that it's so easy that the players actually start throwing the draws too hard because you feel like you're in a hurry.
Yeah, that doesn't really help though.
No, you still need to be very careful with where you place your stones. And this is over curled.
Yeah, that doesn't do a whole lot. Really needed to be to remove a red there.
At least tap them back and keep your shooter in front of everything.
Working this one hard. And they will keep it. But all the reds are gathered, and knowing how hard the Russians can throw, I think they might be able to spill a few of the reds here, at least two.
At least two should go. The one in the middle might stick around.
Yeah, pretty much frozen onto that back one, so I'm not sure if she'll be able to get that flying.
And this is maybe where you have a bit of a disadvantage when your skip is playing third. It's just taking extra time because you have now have Portunova down there talking about these shots as well. Otherwise, you would have two people in the house only on the last stones. Could use up a couple of extra seconds. So we're going to see a lot of weight from Kovalyeva here.
Big extension. That's really flying down the ice. Well, she hit it in the right spot though. That's perfect. And she did quite well to try and squeeze that one out, but not quite enough.
No, but I think they are sitting two with that shot.
It looks like a pretty easy double though for Switzerland. But good shot nonetheless.
I definitely got them out of some trouble there. And I think looking to steal might be out of the picture for Russia now, so the best thing they can do is try and force Switzerland to one. But Switzerland would love to score a couple, of course.
There we go, nice double. And this time Kovaleva's down in the hack already. The only problem is it's harder to communicate from the other side of the sheet.
Yeah.
And now she comes down anyway. And she's going to spend a lot of time here.
Yeah, but it's so important that she knows what she's supposed to do. There is a double here, but she needs to know where to hit it.
Just let's hope she won't get stressed by the fact that she knows she's spending time here and doesn't have a whole lot left.
No, it's important that you still let yourself play a good delivery.
Yeah, just let yourself do the same pre-shot routine. You don't want to do that any quicker than usual. So looks like she's quite composed here. Absolutely not stressing. Big push, and we'll see this extension again. Forgot to time it. Is she close here though? Look at this one. That's amazing. That's a really good shot.
Yeah, it might be worth taking some time to play that.
Absolutely.
But you only have 14 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock. Switzerland, on the other hand, they have 20 minutes left. It's a big difference.
I'd rather be winning on the scoreboard than on the time clock, so.
Of course, you're right, as always.
It's just because I'm stating the obvious every time.
Yeah. I'm just going to start doing that first, and then
I can tell you how right you are.
that would be nice. So, are we going to see Switzerland blanking this end now instead to keep hammering the ninth?
I think so, and then You might think that Switzerland will try and go for a blanking ninth in as well.
And yeah, that would give them hammer in the final end.
But I think you might see Switzerland try and blank in ninth, and if they don't, scoring one is not too bad either. Being one up in 10th, big chance of winning.
Yep. And,
So even though after that Russian double, Switzerland in the driving seat still with that advantage of last on.
I think Russia's going to have just about 14 minutes left anyway after this end. They have got 14 minutes 6 seconds, and I think we're going to see them play a hit with their last.
Yep. So maybe not so bad then. You know, in the semi-final between David Murdoch and Nicholas Edin at the Olympics, we saw the same situation, and Murdoch decided to go for one instead of blanking.
Well, it's definitely not a bad thing. You can take a point in the 8th, really go to force in the 9th, and then have hammer in the last end.
Because it might be easier to forcing one than blanking yourself, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, it's worth a thought. I know Murdoch obviously won that game.
Yeah,
in the
and it could be hard blanking in the 9th because, well, your opponent's definitely not going to draw into the rings with their first. They're going to put up a guard.
Well, I'm hoping not.
No, that would be something for the coaches to really talk about if they did.
Got to make this one though. Keeping in mind that scoring one here isn't terrible. Just can't fresh this one and give up a steal. And they've seen that a few times this week. So last stone of the 8th end here. Looking for the hit and roll out. Bit of a panic on line call here, but we know it's pretty straight here. It's not going to jump too much. And that's good enough for Briar Hurleman. That's going to be a score of 0 in the 8th end. Switzerland retains hammer, and it'll be an interesting end now in the 9th. See how the teams play it out.
And definitely Switzerland would like either to blank or to take 2. That would give them a good advantage. I think Russia's going to go all in to force them to take 1.
So 13.37 seconds left for, not 13
minutes.
seconds, but 13 minutes and 37 seconds left for Russia.
Should be enough, but there's certainly no access time. Can't have any long discussions.
I have to admit that I kind of like seeing teams struggle with their clocks.
Why?
I don't know. It's one of my sins. I just like teams, see them stress about and run up and down the ice and just totally stressing out.
I don't like it. It makes me nervous.
Well, I think my dream is having 2 teams at 4 minutes each in the next, like in the 10th end.
That's your dream, Sander?
Aye.
Okay, I think we might need to talk about
It's either
your goals in life.
either that or winning the lottery. And I've tried the lottery for a few years, not happening, so I just lowered my expectations.
Going from winning millions to see two teams at 4 minutes each at the World Junior Championship.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we know you a little better.
I know how it's like though. I played a 10th in the bronze final of the uni games just before Christmas. We had 4.5 minutes left. It was just panic. It's fun though.
Yeah, it's a good thing for your mental coach to worry about.
Well, you've seen some teams, they might practice speed curling when they're back in the rink. Have you ever done that?
I have. It's fun.
What is speed curling?
Well, you have to play your stone before the opponent's stone stops.
You mean
You need to kick out of the hack before it stops.
Yeah.
It's very fast.
I think we played 6 ends in like 20 minutes once.
It's not bad. But wouldn't recommend it for Russia or Switzerland right here. Switzerland would love to score 2. It's we have all the stones in play so far, so not really looking to be set up for a blank yet.
Do you know actually what happens if you do kick out before your opponent rock stops in championship play?
No, please tell me.
You get a time punishment. I can't remember how many minutes, but they'll actually take time off your clock.
Because you're trying to be extra fast.
Aye. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that if I was Russia. We'll definitely have some stones to play here, though.
Yeah, that's quite a nice shot by Michel. They have good control on the front of the tee line here and making Russia play the more complicated shot, which is they're going to roll out off that top red. They want to hit it as thick as possible. Need to bring the weight down, get good control, give this to the sweepers, and try and stick the shooter. A lot of work from the sweepers here. This is really, really curling. Is it even by? Oh, no.
Tick, tick, and roll.
Oh, and pushes that down for shot too. Frozen on the yellow. It's not much they're hitting the guard with, but they were hitting the guard.
Yeah, a few problems now for Russia.
And timeout called for Switzerland.
Oh, do they have one more? Sorry. I guess they have 2 timeouts in juniors play. There's only one at the Olympics. So confusing.
It's because you're at all the big championships, Sander.
Only watching though, however.
Schon das ist okay. Nee, aber das ist auch schon okay. Ja, klar. Hallo. Hallo. Ja, entweder da den Weg rein oder den Part wegnehmen.
Ja, das sind 2 gute Varianten. Jetzt ist die Frage, was ist besser?
Ich hätte vorgeschlagen, den Weg rein.
Ja.
Dass sie ihn nicht machen, dann kann sie ihn
Genau.
nicht machen. Und
Genau.
machen ihr den Weg zu
Für den Preis, genau,
Ja.
das ist so. Und dort eine allein ist nach, das ist ja so, dass, ja, kommst du immer noch hin, irgendwie.
Ja.
Klar muss ich mit dem auch etwas nachstoßen oder etwas, aber
Ja,
Ja.
die Seite ist
Nein, aber der
schwieriger
Weg
zu
drinnen ist,
nehmen.
finde ich, gut. Das ist,
Der Weg?
ja.
Ja, ich habe es auch gedacht, den finde ich gut. Schon wenn er in 8 Fuß
Bis
liegt, ist
es
der
wäre
Weg
gut,
zu.
aber ja,
Kann man immer noch mit dem nächsten?
Wir spielen dann, was muss sicher passieren? Nicht breit, oder?
Nein.
Innen?
Und eher langsam als...
Genau. Und sonst kannst du immer noch auf den Doppel hinten irgendwas
Was
nehmen, wenn er
langsam?
jetzt wirklich übergeht.
Lieber
oder so.
langsamer als
Ja.
viel schnell. Ja.
Und sonst, ja,
Ist
so
es
wird
10
es
oder
gell?
ist es 11?
Aber ich würde eher schnell, ja. Lieber ein 10, ja.
Das 10. Gut, das 10 von außen. Ist gut. Schon, das ist okay, gell?
Right, I think I'm going a bit cuckoo because
Going, cuckoo?
I said there's only one. I thought there was only one timeout in juniors, and there is because obviously it's a Swiss team that took a timeout, not the Russians.
Yeah, I figured they might have taken a timeout when I was on a break.
No, they didn't. So this is my fault. Just clarify with the umpire. It's only one timeout. That's what it is for all championships. And Hosley, the coach, came out here, and it wasn't that hard to understand actually. Swiss German for once. Just talking about either ripping the guard off or playing this in off. I heard Toma saying she wanted to play the in off, and that's what they're going to do.
No, it's always good to let the player have a say in what you're going to do because you want the person in the hack feeling comfortable with the shot. Certainly increases their chancing of making it. Even if she's not really going to roll far enough there, might leave the roll back for Russia.
Well, I mean, at least there's one less yellow in the house here. So
Yeah, they do have 3, and that Russian yellow that's backing is not really dangerous.
no, that's going to be hard to get that one into to play and score with that one. Remember, it's Russia with the last stone here.
Oh, and they
Sorry,
overcurled with
Switzerland.
their previous. Oh, makes a nice roll here. Vasiljeva.
I'm going to try this one more time. Switzerland with the last stone. And just repeating, what's the good outcomes here for Switzerland, Sarah?
Well, blank or 2 would be 2 really good outcomes. Of course, if you score more than 2, that would be great. But Russia, they're going to do their best to keep Switzerland to scoring only 1. Won't get the double, just drives it by the yellow. Still a very interesting situation going on here. So what's happening now?
Well, looks like Russia's playing a double.
Are they not in really great risk of losing their yellow and sticking one here?
Not if you're Russian.
Okay. They might just hit this and roll as a guard, but in that case you could just guard. She's not throwing a ton of weight.
No, so I agree with you, Sarah. Looks like they might just play the hit and roll in front here.
Could just actually draw the guard there. Would be a much easier way.
Seems a bit easier. She won't roll in front of him. Rolls into the house. At least things are open, and knowing the big weight ability of these Russians, if they do get the angles to throw some heat, they might just rip everything, but
Yeah, but that might leave Switzerland the opportunity to blank in the end.
true.
I don't really see why that red stone was in danger to them either.
Nope. No, it's a bit of a strange call. I just was talking to Anders Krupp last night, and they won their game against Scotland, was it?
Yeah, they stole in the final end and stole in the extra.
Yeah, Gina Aiken came up short with the draw. But Krupp wasn't really happy because of how the Russians were playing in the last few ends. He was bragging about the team, saying they're really good players and everything, but it seems like in the end, when it's tight, they sort of lose their head and do a lot of stupid calls apparently. That's what angered him a little bit last night. We might see some of that here. Not sure if Kraut would agree with that call.
And Corinna Mani now going to run down their own red to the yellow. That will leave her sitting 2. This is the curling hand, and she can't really afford to curl a lot more than she already has.
She's over curling this spot a few times, Mani. Does that again.
And that's not a very good result.
Only positive thing here is the stones are kind of checked. It's not super easy to remove the reds here. If you want a direct hit on the shot stone here, the red one, you might just click off your own yellow, and then all of a sudden Switzerland can lie 3. So just you need to be a little bit careful. Seems like they want to hit their own yellow here. So come on down on the left-hand side here. Make a play on the yellow. Run the best red stone out, and try and lie 2. So it needs to catch this shot stone a bit on the high side here, the right-hand side.
Quite a tricky shot for Kovalyeva. Really want to stick both yellows around.
It's easy to get tricked by this part of the sheet. Doesn't really swing. That's a great shot though. That's really nice. And since those top 2 are overlapped, I don't think Switzerland will be able to run their own red down, so I'm not quite sure what they're going to do here. Don't think there's a run. I think you might just have to play a freeze. Or maybe... Well, we're still on third stones. You can hit the top yellow maybe and roll to the other side of the house. That will leave a double and 2 reds.
Yeah, that would make sense, but they are going to play the freeze. Could also be a good call. Need to make sure that you get a red one in there that's not removable and hope to score your deuce that way. Don't think she really took a lot of ice for this, if you think about how much it curls.
Well, surely not enough here. And again, over curls on our in hand here. Seems to be missing a lot of shots on the in turn.
Yeah, it's the
Over.
curling side of the sheet, and she also gets them curling a bit with her release, I believe.
That's not a good result. I think I would have liked that call better if it was Breyer's first one. I wouldn't mind just hitting the top one with Mani's second. Probably still left a freeze opportunity with Breyer's first.
And Yulia Portunova playing guard.
Yeah, not touching this one yet though.
Oh, she's been a bit heavy with a couple of draws.
Yeah, I remember she had a draw for 3 in the 7th. Came up really heavy. Tapped one of her own out. Well, comes around here. Well,
Not a bad result.
well, there's a slash treble on. If you hit this yellow by Breyer's broom on the right hand side, run it to the left. I'm trying to spin both the back yellows out.
Yeah, they could be sitting 3.
Big shot again then for Breyer. She hasn't been left the simple shots all the way through the game, at least not the second half. She's had to do a few doubles. She's made some good ones though, especially in that 6-10 where they took two really good shots. Big weight. I think she's close with this one. Ah, perfect shot. Really spin that one out though. That was always a worry that you wouldn't be able to spin it out. I think she's done quite well with that. It's hard to do any better.
Yeah, they have done well, but there is still a double available for Russia. So frustrating. You make a great shot like that, and but still, if Yulia Portonova gets rid of both of the reds, they will force Swiss to a single point.
Well, they always knew they were leaving a double playing this shot. The good thing is, Forfeits now is going to be completely open to secure that 1 point.
And this is really curling.
Nope.
They won't get one. They won't get the double. They will get one. So tough situation for Russia. Really, they were relying really good, and just the final two shots by Portonova, not really where they wanted. And this leaves a draw for two. Yep, need all full 8 foot to score a deuce. Spin the goal, all end. Brooms down now, it's looking very, very good. We'll find the 4 foot. And 2 on the board for Switzerland after 9 ends played. This means the score will be 8-6 to Switzerland. 1 more end to go unless Russia scores 2 and takes it into an extra. Tamara Michel gonna draw in with her first. Russia, they should put up a corner guard. And then I expect we're gonna see Switzerland be pretty defensive. Nothing from Portonova and Vasilyeva here. This needs to stay in front of the rings, and I think they're safe. Sits in a nice position, and Bryskalyova can take a deep breath. Could have been the game if the lead puts their corner guards in the rings, and that's probably it.
Yeah, well, the corner guard is up, so chance for Russia to score their 2. Would you like to hear some stats about the 10th end?
I've been waiting for ages for you to bring me the stats.
Well, there's some stats on the 10th end if you're 2 up without hammer, based on all the big championships and tour events on the women's side, not juniors. Maybe include juniors, not completely sure. But still, if you're 2 up with that without hammer in the last end, over the course of the 3 last seasons, it's been a 87% chance of winning for the team that's 2 up. So big advantage, Switzerland, looking at the stats. But again, it's only the stats, and this will always depend on the teams. Surely 2 up is a big advantage anyway, but
doing what the Bryskaliova is doing now is not good for the stats. She put that one straight through the house, and it's not now.
What was the plan there even?
I think they were going to
Tapping the
come
top
down.
red?
Yeah, tapping the top red or coming down to the back red. Either way, Toma can now just get rid of the corner guard. This also needs to curl.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
So 1 miss from both teams, and
situation hasn't changed.
not really. So still a good chance for the Russians, and you know those 2 reds in the house just now, they're not in a good spot either. One back a tee, one just nibbling the rings, and you know Russia has a nice setup here to score 2.
Yeah, Uliana Vasilyeva drawing around the corner guard. Don't mind bringing it deep here, just want to get it buried. Also want to have it quite far down so that they can make room for another one. Just asking if she can see the entire Yellowstone. Better shot from Toma.
Just going to mention that we have another final score. Scotland wins against the US 7-4. Canada beat Sweden 8-3, but there's still 2 games going on out there. We might be able to update you later on. So new draw here around the corner. Looking better this time. I think she is able to hide a little more with this one.
I think Mani can still see some of it, but important thing is to make sure you don't miss this wide. If you clip the corner guard, it's certainly fine.
It's got maybe it's a big chance that you roll to an awkward spot here too. You might just roll next to your red one here. Might set up a pocket in behind the center guard. So
Yeah.
you need to mind that as well.
And I think they are bringing their weight down quite a bit. You could just keep the weight up and make sure you just peel it out.
Yeah.
Corina Mani is skip and plays 3rd for Switzerland. This is her first shot of the 10th end.
I think she's going to be all over the corner guard.
Yeah, not a bad result.
Well, a few top stones here. Russia can use. It's really soft. I think there was not enough weight on that shot.
No, but they called only backline weight.
Really?
Yeah, which was maybe just wanting to get rid of that yellow one a bit too much. It's certainly if you just blast it and roll out, it's fine. It's also could get rid of the backing that Russia now has to freeze on top on.
So looking for the freeze, I guess. Needs to be fairly tight to the wide red. There is a bit of curl on this side of the sheet.
Yeah, and Alina Kovalyeva, she is also skipping 3rd of the Russians.
It looked like she gave this one a big extension, a big push, just flicked this one out. So just hanging out there. Just really needs this one in the rings. Will just nibble on, but a nose hit from Switzerland here, and they're line 3. And then Russia only has 3 yellows to go. Need a score of 2 for the extra. And as this shot's coming down, I just confirm that Korea beat Denmark 9 shots to 5. Nice shot from Annie. Well, we were talking about the time clocks earlier on. Right now, Russia has 3 minutes left to play their 3 last shots. Should be plenty.
Yeah, no problem. And Switzerland has just a little over 4.
Again, that big extension there on the release from Kovaleva. I just think she might have overthrown this one. On the straight spot as well, just so sensitive. Lots of rotation, that's just never going to curl. Needed that roll in. And looking really tough now for Russia. Portunova is pretty much going to have to create this deuce on her own with her last 2 shots, unless we get a big mistake from Bayer Herleman here.
And I don't expect we're going to get one. She's been quite solid.
Nice to stick this one. Nose hit isn't bad. You might be able to use this one after. Oh, it's going to catch the high side here. Will roll out, but
Still a chance for Russia, I guess, to create the deuce with what they have to work with. They could just, instead of moving this around, just draw down to the backing.
yeah, they can. But well, I think the draw is probably easier. Switzerland might have to run something down. Might spill one of the reds, and you might be left with a chance to score 2. This one needs to curl, needs to come to the inside of the yellow. Trying to jam it on the red and roll to the side. It's done that pretty well, but that's a fairly easy double for Bayer Herleman.
Yeah.
But again, at least asking a question here of the Swiss 4th player. And there's a bit of pressure, you know, 10th end of a tight game, broadcasted World Junior Curling Championships. There's a few things that might be in her head just now, so hopefully just focus here. Played a good one with her last one on the 6th end to secure 3 points. Sven Michael said, I think she's cool under pressure. Let's see if she is able to do here. Kill off the game. A double will deny Russia 2 points and a chance for the extra end.
Oh, this is hanging wide though.
There's a bit of curl on the sheet. Will she catch enough to get both? No.
And we might be looking at an extra.
Yeah, Portunova now will probably just come down here with a controlled weight, remove the back red, make sure she sits for 2. And you'd expect her to be close with this one. But just needs to be careful. Can't do what Kovalev was doing. It's just kind of fluck him everywhere. And again, we're on the straight side here. Just make sure you don't overthrow it, because it won't come back. Use your sweepers here. I think we're just looking at maybe just back ring to hack weight. Oh, it's all very quiet in the Waldhaus Arena just now.
And just the sound of Portunova sliding out with the final stone of the 10th end.
Oh, needs to catch some curl here. I don't think we're not on it almost. Will it be enough though? It's going to catch a piece. Will it hang around? Will they be able to sweep it out? No, it hangs on for 2.
It does hang on for 2.
Wow.
And a tied game after 10 ends. We know what that means.
Yeah, that's going to be an extra end.
No lunch for me and you,
Nope, no lunch.
but we are going to get to see more curling.
Yes, and that's what feeds us and drives us.
Exactly.
So it's been a pretty tight game all the way through 10 ends. We're going to get that extra.
Yeah, with Russia were in an extra end against Scotland last night. They managed to win it. It was really tight. They had to steal.
To be fair, it wasn't really down to Russia though.
No.
Gina
but
Aiken had the whole 8 foot to draw for the win. Came up short.
yeah, but I think they also stole in the final end to win it. So
That's true. On the 10th end for the extra, you mean?
yeah.
Yep. No, so certainly Russia knows how to steal if they want to. And their clocks will be reset, so they'll have 9 minutes each. Plus, they'll get the timeout back. So we might see Anders Kraup come out again with some of his Russian.
We might.
Now, very important here to get the center guards in the right spot. Usually you'll see the teams put one short guard and one long one, but this one's pretty much halfway. That makes it very difficult to put a second one in there without leaving a double. And what shot's being called here by the Swiss?
The tick shot. And I like this call. Just move the yellow one out to the side. Michelle is not allowed to hit it, but she can move it and try and roll as far away as possible herself. This is looking close.
Yeah,
Need to
real
curl a bit
close.
more.
Just a touch. Not bad though. And she'll spin her red one into the house, so it's a nice saver.
It's a good result. And even if that yellow didn't move that far away, it still opens up that forefoot and
Yeah, and it'll
creates room.
probably leave a better angle for a double as well if they put another center guard on. So that's a good shot. And if Briar Hurleman was ever forced to play a hit with her last one, she might be able to even roll out because she'll have that red one on the side. So might score for her. So good start for the Swiss. New center guard in play by Russia. And you see there is an angle for a double.
Yeah.
So you could leave it here, come top 4, but they're going to try the tick shot again.
Yeah, I like this. Of course, they could just draw around, but any sort of mistake and that stone's just going to help Russia. Try and move this again. If they don't make it, the double's still there. If they make it, then great. It will still be a double.
She's just a bit further out here. Might have been just a little bit straighter. Seems like the weight was pretty good. Just didn't move for her.
No, and Russia now going to draw in. They know that the double is on, so just make sure that they have a good one in the ring so they then can keep protecting.
Do you remember the percentage for winning in the extra end with hammer?
68.9.
Yes, your memory is amazing.
It's amazing, and I also cheated a little bit.
Oh, you were watching my laptop?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Well, that's what the stats say. Amongst the women's teams anyway, in the last 3 seasons over the big championships and tour events. But it's also comes really down to the strength of your team. If the Swiss girls aren't really good at making these doubles, there will be stones left in play, and Russia will have a chance to get a stone in behind the guards.
We did see a flashed peel in the previous end.
Oh, and I can just confirm that Italy picked up a steal of 2 in the 10th to win the game over the Czech Republic, 6 shots to 4. Only needed 1 steal, obviously, but
Yeah, tough for the Czech Republic, silver medalists in 2012, and really struggling in this championship.
even made the playoffs last year. So, not quite sure what's going on there.
So, going to see the double. Want to get rid of both. Make sure you roll off yourself. Really want to leave a new guard in play. Really, really curling. And, well, she will get rid of one, roll off herself. Also rips the stone in the rings. And still very possible for Russia to put another guard on and try and close this off. Oh, and that might just have set up an easier double.
Well, when they're side by side like that, it's not always that easy, but I see the left one's just a tiny wee bit higher than the second one, so just half or thinner on the outside here. Should be able to spill the yellows, but need a bit of weight. If you catch this one too thin, you might actually spin that first yellow guard into the house.
And if you catch it too thick, not much can happen at all.
Let's see. She's going to catch a piece, I think, but
How far will it go?
yeah, that was a bit of the danger there. But at least it's behind tee.
All the way back 4 foot shouldn't be that much of a danger, but if this keeps happening, Russia keeps guarding, Switzerland takes it off, they could just come down top 4 foot, maybe force Briar Hurleman to try and make a double on their last.
Aye, or a difficult draw. So that stone's absolutely in Russia's favour. I think that's good enough.
Yeah, I think pretty much either way, it's going to get peeled.
Aye, yeah, the shot stone in the open, but Switzerland's not going to play on that. If they would take off the shot stone here, Russia would just come around with a better one. So they're going to be focused on taking off the centre guard here. Looks okay. Guards off, and we'll probably see another one from Russia here.
Yeah, probably wait to go into the rings until Portanova's last zone, basically. Don't want to leave Switzerland more than one chance of making a play in the rings. Second guard on its way, and this is looking a bit long.
Oh, that's no good. Brings it into the house. That's a freebie for Switzerland to have a go at the slash double. Because even if they stick this one on the nose, they'll win the house. And yeah.
Yep, sorry. And it's now down to Mani to get rid of both of these. And she could almost take the game home by doing so.
Ooh, hanging out there though. It's not going to move much. Will it even hit the top one?
Ooh, and it won't. Mani is not having the best games with her takeouts today.
No, she's missed a few. And it's not a good time to miss another one really here. Needed to be to at least hit the top one here. Big chance for Russia to put some real pressure on Breyer Hurleman.
Maybe take away the game from them.
2 yells in the house here. And I think the Russians are just going to guard, and I guess the Swiss just has to take the centre guard off, and you might see Portunova make a tap on the top one with her last one. Really choke off a draw. Right, so needs to be precise here. Portunova can't come into the house here. Just a halfway guard, really.
She too has been a little heavy on her draws. Just waiting for this to stop.
Oh, can't come on down to their own nail. Might set up some angle. Well, it's not good, but the angle's not the worst I've seen.
No, and if Switzerland make this double on the nose, they will stick there. So it could be a kind of a guard for Portunova to use on their last, but chance for Switzerland to remove both of these yellows, roll out to the side, and give themselves a better situation.
Yeah, you need to be precise though, as you said. Hit this one on the nose, the double's there, but you leave a guard for Russia. If you're just a touch too high, you're just going to jam it. Trying to make this double try and roll a bit to the left, to the right, as we're going to see it.
Oh, and is this hanging too wide, or will it curl?
I think it's pretty close. Well, not quite, but
It kind of opens up the center, but
right.
We're just going to have a bit of a team meeting.
Yeah, I thought putting the broom down in the house was calling for a measure, but apparently in Russia it means a timeout. So, Anders Kraup will make it onto the ice. And very often when you have a foreign coach, we'll hear the timeout in English.
Well, you were hoping for an extra end, and another timeout for Russia so that we could hear Anders one more time. He won't do this in English. His Russian is pretty fluent.
Yeah, we'll try and listen in, although I won't understand much.
Oh, coached them to the gold last year.
A few gold medals at the World Championships as alternate for legendary player Per Lindholm. He's got a lot of experience, this guy, and I think he's done a quite a good job. It's a good sign of commitment, learning language that quickly as well. Try and listen in.
Då Vårsen kan Palavinis-plattan. Alltså Palavinis-plattan. De är. Alltså, da. Palavinis-plattan. Если открыть 75% это не проблем, думаю.
На центр, да?
Да.
Центр.
70% открыть и держать центр тоже. Понимаю?
Да.
Да. 70% открыть. Да. И если take out только и думаю.
Хорошо.
Окей?
Well, there's only one word I understood there, and it's Panimao. And it's Anders Krupp asking them if they understand. And they do. So his Russian is spot on, apparently. I was talking to one of the other coaches who's Russian, and she said sometimes they're scared of how much Anders Krupp understands their conversation.
Yeah, might bring on the foreign coach so that you can say whatever you want, but not in this case.
Right, so what do you think is the plan here?
I'm just going to draw, and important thing is to not bring all of it into the forefoot. You'd like to bite the forefoot just a little bit, or even just be on the 8 foot, make the draw difficult.
Yeah, I think maybe in side by side with the top below. If you bring two deep, there might be a double for one.
Our voices are the only thing you can hear now in the Waldhaus Arena.
Yeah, we can't talk to Leslie or Porchanova will hear us, 'cause she's just down from us.
Okay, so the final stone for Russia is now on its way. She needs to have some good weight control. Basically play just what she did and give this to her sweepers, but they're not touching it.
Yeah, I think we've seen this a few times in the game, just not utilising the sweepers. But what's going to happen now, though?
Did they even wait too long?
I think that's good, though.
Yeah.
I think it's better leaving that one stone short. And, well, I mean, if you bring in top 4, bite 4, you leave a double for one. Not sure what you want to leave, Briar. A double or the draw?
Well, both are tough shots to make it an extra end, but I do think she will have the forefoot here.
Should be able to be close with this one. So maybe just a bit cautious there, sweepers. I wouldn't mind leaving her double either.
No, she missed it in the 10th end.
Exactly. Well, last stone of the extra end is for sure going to be last stone of the game. It's either Russia or Switzerland that's going to put one more win on the board. They need a piece of the forfeit here.
Looks like the weight is pretty good, and now it's also curling. It's up to Michel and Toma to get it there, and it looks beautiful.
There we are. Big win for Switzerland. Quite the tense game. Thought they were in the driving seat after that 3 and 6. Just gave away another 2 and 7. It's been back and forth.
Yeah, and final score is 9-8 Switzerland. They are now on 4 wins and 1 loss, and so is Russia. That was their first loss of the tournament. If you stay tuned, you will get some highlights from the game. We will also hear an interview with the Swiss girls. And you don't have to log out of your computers for too long, because 4 o'clock, in 1 hour that is, we will be bringing you the game between Italy and Switzerland in the men's draw. Final score, Switzerland 9, Russia 8. Stay tuned for highlights. So here we are with highlights from the game between Russia and Switzerland. In the first end, it was Briar Hurliman with her final stone making this hit on the yellow and sticking for 1, getting an early lead with 1 point. In the second end, it's Russia that has a chance to get ahead in the game, and Yulia Portunova needs to make this double to score a deuce. She will hit it right on the nose and put a 2 on the board for Russia. Third end, and once again Russia sitting 2 before Hurliman's final shot. She just needs to hit and stick again. Not a problem for the Swiss skip, and she will score 1 back to make the game even after 3 ends. In the fourth end, and it's a chance for Russia to blank. She needs to hit this on the high side to direct the yellow onto the red in the rings. She will hit it too thin and actually miss the red, so a steal of 1 for Switzerland in the fourth end. Fifth end, and once again a chance for Russia to get a multiple score. It's an open hit for 2, and Yulia Portunova not gonna miss that. They lead the game before halftime break, 4-3. In the sixth end, there was a lot of stones in play, and there is a hole for Briar Hurliman. If she makes the double, she scores 4. She'll find the hole, not really get the double, but it's a big score of 3 for the Swiss. After 6 ends, they're leading the game 6-4. But then in the seventh end, some misses by the Swiss team, played the end a little bit sloppy, and they've left Yulia Portunova for Russia a draw to the 8-foot, score 3 right back. She came up a bit heavy with that one, just tapped it back, and ended up only getting 2. And this is the situation facing Hurliman in the 8th end. Single shot. They are choosing not to take a point, will blank it and keep the hammer in the 9th end. In the 9th end, Yulia Portunova had a potential double to force 1. She did not make it, and left Briar Hurliman a draw for 2. So Switzerland up 2 before the last end, but Hurliman did not quite make the double, so there is a possibility for Russia to tie the game up and force the extra end. Yulia Portunova makes it, and there is an extra end, where this was the situation facing Hurliman with her last. She needs full 4-foot to win the game, and sweepers have this under full control. It reaches the T-line, and Switzerland take this game home. They are now on 3-1, so is Russia. Stay with us for an interview and come back at 4 o'clock when we give you the game between Italy and Switzerland.
So another win for Switzerland. Is it smelling like gold?
I don't know yet. It's a long way to go. We will see.
So this is quite the new team, I guess, for you. Or how long have you played together?
It's the second year. Yeah, second year.
So Briar Hurleman has come on to play fourth. How's that working for you?
It works great. She's a really good player, and yeah, she had some big rocks here.
You just defeated undefeated Russians. How do you feel about that?
It feels great. Feels really great. Yeah.
If it felt like a tense game, did it feel tense for you as well?
Yeah, it did. It really did. I was nervous at the end of the extra end. Yeah.
When Briar missed that double to put the game into the extra, what did you feel?
I mean, it was sad, but she can't bring like every rock. She can't like, how do you say? I don't know. Go on.
Well, she did play some good shots, and I hope you might push on and win a few more games. Congratulations.
Thanks.